you know.
So you're happy, we're happy for you to take a look.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'll look later.
So let's have a look at what,
Yeah, I'll stand on the
$370 a square meter.
So basically, they came with original plans that involved like 14 units, but we realized, and some of this, by the way, is that, you know, bureaucracy where we could try for it, but there's a chance that the inspector comes once we're down the road and says, sorry guys, I don't care what they told you at the city hall, like, you're gonna have to resprinkler it. So we're trying to avoid that. So we tasked them with kind of doing some remeasuring and coming up with some way to stay just below that 50%. Maybe do, instead of a bigger unit.
Just a quick question. Do you have to do the entire
No,
complex?
but that's
Just the build. How much of a significant capital cost is that going to be?
There's a tough, you have to run the water line from, could be the main, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah, and the county tap fees right now are through.
So just to tie in to be able to do it.
Right.
Okay.
So basically, we're trying to avoid
avoid
it.
this.
Yeah. So we talked about here. I guess you show. So we basically that was the first initial set came too close, and the new, from what I understand, this 50% per floor is a newer code. I think that didn't used to exist. It used to just be by the building, and then they added the floor. So that's what threw a wrench here. Because again, we want. They have initial meetings with someone from zoning, from the planning board. But, you know, we get engaged and we make sure we're doing it, you know, good, but we want to again ultimately end up that we're pretty much not too gray so that we don't even have to really worry. So we talked about taking one of the smaller units and combining it instead of the larger ones because,
So you can actually do the smaller units instead of the larger ones.
maybe that's what we talked about because then we, well here, I'll let him show you.
Okay, let's do it. Take us through it. What are we looking at here?
Does anyone want to listen in?
Brian, you want to listen?
So the two buildings that we're looking at is the one left side of the pool.
We'll walk by after.
One right side of the pool. Just
Two
so you guys
close to the
understand where we are. And they both are 3 stories on one end, and then they go to 2 stories on the other.
Okay.
So the existing building is a 3rd floor unit, and then a 2-story unit and a 2-story unit. So that's kind of front half of the building, 2 3-bedrooms.
Sorry, just the topography, this is the ground. That's why it's like
Okay.
this is
Yeah.
where the ground goes.
Ground
So
kind of
that's,
goes up
okay.
So the idea was to break this 2-story unit into 4 smaller units and then also divide this up. So you go from 2 units to 6 at the end of the building.
Where would they get access to?
We'll show you
yeah,
on the
okay.
floor plans. This side of the building you can get access from any side, and there's also the
So you're going to do the end units to make the access more manageable.
correct, yeah, because to get access and renovate
Yeah,
this,
sure.
there again, we're getting over 50% unless we exclude that. But there's a lot of expense in just doing this because of the topography.
Sure.
Okay.
So it's this half and this half, so that's 50% right there. So if we wanted to do another unit, we would be over.
Yeah.
If we wanted to do another unit just on one floor, we would be over on that floor.
So we
Is it 50% of space or is it 50% of units? So
50%
of space.
square
Okay,
foot.
so it's per square foot.
per
Okay.
square foot, per floor, and per building. So originally, the simplest thing, which she was just showing is, we originally said, okay, forget these are 1,600, right?
Yes.
About, and then these are 2,200 or 3,300, but 1,100 per floor.
Right.
So we said, all right, we'll take here, perfect, we got our big units, we'll do that, and then we realized, wait, we're over 50%. So that's when we switched gears and said, okay, what if we leave, we're gonna cut out a little bit here, leave that untouched, that's what I guess he's gonna tell us what we're trying to do, and then leave this, 2,200, 3,300 square foot line, and switch over to these 1,600s and see what we could do with that, and then try to stay a hair below 50.
Right.
So-
Like literally.
Yeah. So they actually went to remeasure, I haven't heard the results yet, they went to remeasure to literally find maybe a wall, something that's a little bit off that we can, hey, sorry, how are you? This is Donna. Hi, Donna. Donna's from CF, she's gonna be our regional manager.
Nice to see you.
Hi, Donna.
How are you doing today?
Hi, Donna, I'm Brian.
Good.
Nice to meet you.
There's Brian, this is Dominique. This
Hi.
is Donna.
There.
So Donna's
How are
a
you?
regional manager for CF, oversees the portfolio properties.
How many units does CF manage here in Atlanta?
In just Atlanta?
Yeah, in just Atlanta, we probably have 40 or 45 properties that are here
Okay.
in the Atlanta
Like
area.
20-ish thousand.
That's kind of our
About
sweet
20,000
spot.
units.
No.
It's
Overall,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay.
And then, so Donna's will be our asset manager, and she's also handled the due diligence, reviewing the numbers, and
Okay.
reviewed leases. She oversaw the team doing that.
Great. Did you find any discrepancies?
No, not a lot.
Okay,
No,
great.
nothing that I think we need to have any concern over. few things in the file, but I
The
think
least they had
everything
lease ending
looked
the
really
beginning of the
good.
month, it was the end of the month.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
always
little
little-
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
small stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had, someone else actually at CF had handled our team, the team last time when we did go out last year. And what we found there was, oh my gosh, I mean, it was, I can tell you, it was
When you dig it.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, it's just, it opens up a Pandora's box sometimes because security deposits off, the rent is off, let's say. Well, which was it supposed to be? Why are you charging us? Oh, it should be more, so why are you charging us? You know, that management was extra, so that was.
Not
Hello,
the
yeah.
same there.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Hi.
Nice to see you. This is Brian.
Pleasure.
And Dominic is back.
No, it's דמזו אני לטובה. אני כן, it's good name to have.
Okay, so show us what do you have in mind at the moment structure? Sure. On the units, do you think it's workable?
I think we can get to be the under 50%, but it's always the risk of that inspector or the authority having jurisdiction saying you're too close for us to be comfortable or something. So it's always a risk. But
Okay.
we think we have an argument to present to them and say we think it's valid to take this route, but we can never tell what they're
Explain
going
what
to
the argument is. Show them what the argument is quickly. Before we go that far, if we split the small units and we go to much smaller units, because you're already small and you're going to go much smaller, can we rent them?
Oh, yes. 1,100 square feet is.
No, we talked about having them small, or below that. Well, I think, did you do it? We took one smaller and one.
So what we've
I'll
got,
show you. We're doing them one bigger and one smaller.
so we've got a one bedroom here of almost 700, and then a larger two bedroom of I think 950.
Yeah,
Oh, that's fine.
There's a, like I tell you, we have 680s at our other property. We have 612 in our average gun property. Our smallest unit is 612. So for one bedroom, yeah, totally fine. And then were you able to do 2 baths or?
Not in the two bedroom. So part of this is keeping some existing items.
But this is the argument.
Yeah, so
Just maybe fill us all in. This is
I
the
just want to ask a question because we've been in other complexes. Are these all solid brick walls and not hard? What are these?
Demising them?
Yeah, so are these actual brick on the outer skin or is it brick facade?
it's a brick facade. It's a brick facade. Yeah. On the lower levels, you have some concrete block units, but I don't believe it goes all the way.
Okay.
So there's the upper area they've got those.
It's wood and brick on the outside.
Yeah.
But in between the 2 units.
Oh yeah, that's
Wood and
that's
sheetrock.
it's sheetrock
Big
or
sledgehammer.
Yeah.
yeah.
You'll find
Run
the
and
neighbors
all.
over here.
Yeah,
Exactly. We just call them different names. So okay, so tell us about the layouts. Yeah, we're
So
going to
let me-
keep the interior wall.
So let me back up and excuse me. There we go. So we have the ground floor unit, which is this one, which is kind of halfway below grade. So you can see this part of the building is below grade.
Okay.
We'll show it to you right when it's outside. It's literally right there. It's
When it's below
And
grade,
you have 2 floors above that are equal
Okay.
size. Just so
do you have to change the landscape to change the entrance for?
Hopefully not. That's what
We
we
don't
would.
want it-
If
we
we
don't
did the
want
whole thing, we would have.
right. That's why we're avoiding
So
this.
you're leaving that alone.
Yes,
Okay.
we have to create some new windows for these bedrooms to have proper egress.
Okay.
But all the egress is on the existing side of the building. So there's a couple new openings that we have to put in, but infill where the garages were, and then we get two bedroom units.
Because the bedroom itself needs an egress access.
Okay.
So it's above grade, but it just needs an actual egress window, so we build a jump pop out.
Yes.
There's a fire.
Okay.
It's for fire.
This wall that divides, that's an existing unit, that's an existing unit, and that's an existing unit. So our argument is we're not touching this side of the wall, we're only possibly modifying this side of the wall. And the same thing there, we're only modifying this side of the wall all the way up, so we would be under the 50% mark.
And you're literally taking the wall as the 4 inches difference.
Correct. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, it's a hair difference between.
Okay.
If we were working on that wall, if we had to do something with that wall, then yes, we would.
5,000 employees here, so you have all these
No,
jobs.
not Northeast Atlanta, Northeast.
Northeast United States. So
Coming to it.
if you look at if you look,
right? Mercedes enough, right?
no. Mercedes is
Well, we just come from
Springs.
Greenville where they've got a huge BMW factory.
yeah.
Michelin. and-
Yeah, Porsche came out. Porsche built a huge plant down the south side with a racetrack. I mean, so we've had all these big companies coming in for a reason. The governor's doing that to get more people here. So our
Plus Wildwood's GDs.
yeah. So I started doing this 12 years ago. So and this is my bread and butter. I've sold about 60,000 units of 1960s, 70s product in Atlanta. And what's happened, when I started, it was 4 million people. Now we're 6 million people, and no new product. So everyone always talks about Atlanta has a lot of new product. We've grown 2 million people of blue collar and no new product. On the reverse side, a lot of the older product like this, and I can drive you around, probably 10,000 units have been demoed. So guys have bought the older stuff really cheap, demoed it, and built brand new. So we've had a supply drop, we've had 2 million people increase, and we have no product. And so the occupancies in North Atlanta for 80s, 60s, and 70s built is about 99% occupancy. And so now, we sell upper end, I sell lower end to mid. We cover all of it in Atlanta. And so we have the nicest deal in Sandy Springs out at $300 a door. We have the brand new deal in Dunwoody out at $280 a door. Those rents are $2 to $2, $2 to $250 a foot. New construction.
And cap rates they're selling at?
4.5.
4.5.
4.5 below interest rates. Inverse, yeah. Which
So what's going on with interest rates? What's happening in the market? What's the chatter?
Guys are putting out money as fast as possible while rates are still low.
Okay.
Lock in long term.
Yeah.
That's what part of the beauty was here.
You could assume that.
A couple years ago, one assumption was people scoffed at it and said, "All right, call me with another deal." And now, when this deal at below 4.5%, or right.
And you guys are getting an above market cap rate because it's an assumption,
right?
Which is good.
Ended up being better because rates actually creeped up during that
Exactly.
time.
So you actually made you've actually benefited from that. So, but all in all, if you look at really simple, these are like dollar rent, so they're 50% off the top end. And so the play with these deals are to come in and gut them. And which only costs $15,000 a unit, and then you can crank rent. You guys usually underwrite $200, maybe $100, $300. And Norman, like Ashford Embry, his average rent increase was $500. So he took rents from $900 to $1,400 or so.
Norman's the head of Radco.
Yeah, he's Norman Radow, Radco company. So Norman came in early and kind of saw this in Atlanta, where others kind of didn't want to do all that heavy lifting. Norman started doing it, and so now he's starting to sell. So he's resetting the market. So he did a deal in Clarkston. He sold for $130. That one sold 6 months ago. Ashford Embry just sold for $150. There's a deal on the west side of the town called Coho, which is very similar to this, but it's on the opposite side of the city.
So do you think we've done well here at 113, 114 grand a door?
Yeah, I mean anything. It's hard to find. It's really hard to find anything less than this is kind of it. You occasionally might find something less, like there's a village at Embry Hills or Embry Hill Village. Inside the perimeter, it's white. It's near here. That one just sold around 100, but it has no HVAC units. It's a very low income product. That's selling for 100.
Okay.
Just
to show you where we are.
With 300 square foot. I mean, this is a lot better.
You can see from the neighborhood next door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kroger's coming. So the new deal, the Montage, my good buddy built that deal. So Bridge
That's one that wraps around the Kroger.
The big one. So
the big one that wraps around there.
He built that last cycle and kind of held on to it while the market tanked, and then came out of it and then sold it.
I'm ignorant, but does it ever get to a stage where you take complexes like this, you slice them up, and you actually sell the units individually to property owners?
Last cycle, yes. No one has done that yet. So last cycle, we had guys that would come in and buy a property like this, and then an eight unit building, make it a four unit, and sell it off. And it candidly became a mess because in 08, when the market tanked, the debt stopped. The debt drives the market, right? So the government stopped funding these small-time investors, and the guys were left owning like half a property with individual owners, and they always.
He means, I think, to convert the condo.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm saying condo the buildings, not condo the units. But we had guys condo units, condo buildings, condo building into two.
No, but I'm just saying, because if you look,
I've seen that.
I know,
not this cycle.
I know, I understand. I'm just saying, just having a brief look, and I've had a very brief look while Brendan's driving cars now, trying to read a few things. And in the area, you get these 1,765 square feet. Obviously, they land with, but there's space around. But there's a lot of space in this area, and those units are selling in the standalone homes are selling for like 350, $325,000 a pop. So you say to yourself, well, if you had those kind of units here and you did this in a dual complex because you've got one up on the hill and one below, and you tested it up there. I'm just talking.
Yeah, I think it's very hard. There's a lot also.
Again, last cycle we saw a lot of that. A good friend of mine yesterday called me, and he has a deal in Buckhead under contract that's smaller. It's 40 units, kind of a boutique deal, apartment deal. He's paying $200,000 a unit, and he's condo converting it. And he's going to he'll be all in at $250,000.
And you'll sell them out at $350,000.
$399,000. And the agents told him that they feel like they're going to get $420,000. So we're, where we are, we're just starting to hear that again. The interesting thing is, last time you could buy these for $50 a door, put in $50 a door and sell them for $150. But we're just in a whole new world in terms of rental rates and interest rates. And so now those older deals now are trading again. My buddy's going to do it. He's under contract with Howard. And he's gonna, and if he does it and it works, then everyone starts to follow suit.
What was the one for like 170, 180?
Coho?
Yeah,
COHO, Coho. It's like, North New York Coho or Soho.
It's just an alternative thought. It's an angle on a space, Just say, look, if you fix up the things and put it together, it's just a concept, but obviously it takes.
It's a hell of a lot of paperwork, though.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's Seth Weissman's the attorney in town. I could introduce you to. He did a lot
It's
of.
going to take a year to get all the rights that you need.
More than that.
There's a lot of
also
small time investors that would buy buildings,
right.
but
They'll buy 4 units, 8 units, or something like that.
You just want to make sure you get it all sold. Because if the market turns and you're stuck holding 2 buildings, because I've done reversions
Back to apartments instead of condos. Yeah.
So with Norman, so Ashford Pavilion was an old deal, 164 units, condo converted, half sold, and I put 42 owners back, 5 lenders, took me 3 years. And then we did a reversion back.
Painful.
And then we sold it. That's the one he sold for $128,000.
Okay.
So he ended up making, $70,000 a unit profit. So I've done it on the front end. I've done a reversion back. But this cycle, I haven't done it on the front end again.
Cool. And then, in terms of value, when we're done with renovations of about 30 units, where do you think we're going to be at?
It's all on the NOI.
On the NOI.
But,
and
the market can bear that 150 to 180.
So the market can bear that. And in terms of cap rate, what would this sell at in the local market today?
They're low 5s.
Low 5s.
Yeah. Yield play.
So low 5s with the right debt, you can get us 8 cash on cash somewhere around there, and people are buying it all day long.
Correct.
Okay.
And when they're done nicer, the larger funds can buy it.
Yeah, the amenities.
What kind of, where do you have to be in terms of price point for the larger funds to start looking at it?
Usually, again, they'll go smaller. Like the Pavilion deal was a REIT, and that was 100. It was 164. It ended up being 156 because 10 units, 8 units burned. But that was a smaller deal. That was whatever 156 times 128 is. That was the size of the deal.
Okay.
So similar deals.
Oh, 20 million thereabouts.
Yeah, and putting out 5. They really like to put out 10
plus
30, but that was a REIT who bought that deal.
Thanks, man.
Unit fully renovated, even in the 2 with the smaller square footage, you're going to get probably what we would for the 2 unrenovated at the 1,200 square feet.
Right. And what are they currently renting for?
At these, the 1,200 square foot gardenias, I believe, are currently at like 1,100.
Yeah. Those are the existing
It
ones.
should be, again, from market, it should be.
So the renovation blocks are this. There's the leasing office over there, and that one over there. So these are the 2 blocks that we can do the unit splits on. And we are with CF Res, with their architect and construction manager, and Donna, who does the area management for CF Res. Let's go and have a look and see what we can do here. So as you can see, we walked down the hill from there, so we got the topography problem at the back there.
So right now we're standing right here looking at the building. So that dashed line there is the landing, into the upper level. So it's easy to punch windows or doors or whatever we wanted to do here, but to do anything to this unit back here, which is on the other side, you're below grade.
Okay.
So you have to carve
That's where we'd have to build the stair.
You'd have to carve it. And there again, you're getting close, you're over 50% on that.
Right.
So that's where that pressure
Combination of factors, it's not worth doing.
That is the other one's cable. But
Okay.
the black one that comes in the building, the way they used to run this is the electrical room is in the middle of the building over there.
Okay.
And so that service wire runs through the attic of this building unprotected. The very first thing we would have to do is put a meter pack at the end of this building. We'd have to feed that service wire directly into that so that everything past that line is protected.
Okay.
In terms of your aspect, it's very good.
Yeah.
Big demand for people with kids who want to be able to look over the pools.
Yeah.
So the issue is now, the problem is the one bedrooms from a cost point of view will be this side,
Yeah.
and the two beds going to face the other way. At the moment, actually, you've got a massive party on two sides of the fences.